Welcome everyone to the Dr. Wily Pagoda. We are Drak and Shadow, and we are talking here live in the Dr. Wily Pagoda.
What has Aldo told you about doing accents?
Do them as frequently as possible. Welcome back, everybody. I just find it funny because the Dr. Wily castle this time around is a frickin' samurai's, like, fortress. And it's like, again, Capcom, you're in Japan. You could have made these references like 2 or 3 games ago, and now you're thinking about that? It's like you missed some opportunity somewhere down the line.
Well, better late than never.
Which is even better, because eventually they will go back to those in later consoles. I guess they waited because they didn't like how it looked on the NES? I don't know. But yes, welcome to Dr. Wily's Castle. Originally, last part, we were in Mr. X's Castle X in Dimension X in the universe of X.
In the year 20XX.
In the year 20XX. Yeah, there you go. See what we mean when we put the part as insert X here? Because you could literally do that. So now we are in Dr. Wily's Castle and getting ready to wrap up the game. I will actually say that compared to maybe 3, this is probably one of the easier Dr. Wily castles. Especially since it's fairly short. Given we don't, like, yes, there is still going to be the obligatory boss rush, but it's not going to be its own, like, skull level. It's actually integrated in there. There we go. And of course, happy weekend, everybody. I know that this is coming out a little late, but that's okay. We have a special treat for you guys today, which will be our new Let's Play for the month of February. So you guys can look forward to that at the end of this part. And hopefully they will get up in a timely manner, because unfortunately we had some issues, or I had some issues last week. Holy crap, it's a Robo-Dinosaur!
Wow.
That if you don't hit it right on its eyes, then it's considered a miss.
Makes sense.
Well, you know, you have to always aim for the between the eyes.
Well, the sweet spot is actually, like, you can anywhere, so you see the eyes right there, and then you see that little jewel at the top, that's the sweet spot. Anywhere in between there, and you can hit it. And thankfully, we're using the Yamato Spear, which is the most precise weapon, right?
I guess.
Of course Dang it! There we go. Okay. Sorry, Robosaurus Rex. We had to take you down. I know, Robosaurus Rex was the first thing that came to my mind. Oh, look! It's the Dr. Wily Pagoda. Complete with DirecTV satellite dish. Okay, so level number 2. And apparently we ended up in Dr. Wily's freezer. Either that, or apparently birds like to bomb him quite frequently. I'm guessing it's a freezer. Yes, it is, because it's got ice mechanics. Those oh-so lovable mechanics you love so much, right, Alex? You love ice mechanics.
No, I never understand the whole purpose of why every platformer has to have ice physics.
Well, see, here's the thing that's gonna make you scratch your head a little bit. Somebody actually had to remind me of this. The last couple times we've had to deal with ice levels, I think he actually bridged it from Mega Man 1's Iceman level to this. That's how long it took for us to actually have to deal with ice mechanics again in a Mega Man game. Because all the other ones we actually had to deal with, like, deep snow, so like you could get sunk in the snow, but that's all.
I think you need to jump, like, that block has to come back.
This is one of those times where I finally just say screw it and jet Mega Man. Because I'm done with this. I'm done! I'm done, son. Alright. Of course I get stuck right next to this guy. Okay. We continue on with very little energy. I suck, apparently. Yeah!
Beep.
So actually, we did get an interesting message that I wanted to bring to your attention, Alex. Somebody actually wants to have me, quote, defend Mighty Number 9 by actually playing it on Drak and Shadow.
Oh.
If we did, it's not going to be for a while, people. but I'm not against the idea. I would just like to be able to show like as many Mega Man games as possible to give people kind of a feel for why I think Mighty Number 9 is a good game. But I get why this guy wanted it, was because apparently I'm full of crap, and Mighty Number 9 is a horrible abomination upon the earth, and I should treat it as such. I'm sorry, I don't agree. In fact, one of the things that's going to irritate you, it's not out yet, because I'm still doing all the voice work for it, but I have no problem spoiling this. Mighty Number 9... I actually freaked out here, sorry. I was reaching for the pause button, and I hit the save button instead. Mighty Number 9 actually made my top 10 games of 2016.
Wow.
It was very low, but it made it. And it's simply because I think it's actually a good game when you take all the controversy from it and put it aside. Oh, and here comes a giant bubble cannon. I think Wily's running out of ideas at this point. But hey, the bubble cannon beat me, so I guess I can't
bubbles.
Effing bubbles, man. They'll kill you. People don't realize the dangers of bubbles. Even when there was a bubble man within the Robot Master's ranks. So yeah, apparently I have to go prove why Mighty Number 9 is a good game. I don't know why I have to prove anything. This just reminds me of the guy last night we got for Geek News who just sat there and went, freaking nerds! Oh. And the best part is that the guy was like, yes, here's the thing, dude. I have no problem doing this. We can look at your channel. And the videos that were on it, oh, they were so surprising. They were so innovative. It was a fat guy complaining. And yeah, I'm gonna call him fat.
Yeah. Ironically.
Well, how do you know they're?
He's like 350, 400.
Yeah.
Easy. All of his videos were vlogs.
You can see him clearly.
Really?
He's a big guy. He's a very big guy.
So I love the fact that he's sitting there he's sitting there shaming us for being nerds. And the motto of his channel was, quote, Fitspiration.
It's like the last guy you expect to be running a fitness channel. Yeah,
exactly. Like, this guy's supposed to be super jock, and he looks, well, sorry, Boogie, but I'm just going to point this out. He looks like Boogie2988's cousin. Kind of thing.
Oh, why are you dragging poor Boogie into this?
I'm not dragging him that far, but it's just like that one girl that I got in a college class once who called me a, quote, fat ass and was easily 200 pounds heavier than me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that crap happened, people.
Wow.
It's freaking irony right there.
That's the kind of shit you expect to be left behind in high school, but apparently some people just apparently can't grow up when they get to college.
No, like apparently like the rules of the playground have followed me into real adult life when, logically, you're right. They should be left in the playground.
Jeez, you'd think college is more for adults nowadays, and yet they still sound like they
think. But, I mean, you've heard a lot of the horror stories I dealt with people in class.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, but it's basically brats who are walking straight out of high school right into college.
Yeah.
And people wonder why I waited a few years. People wonder... You waited a few years, didn't you, Andrew?
No, I probably went, like, maybe a year after I think I got out of
yeah, but that's still waiting a while.
I think she went right after high school.
Well, I started maybe in 2002, and we graduated in 2001.
Yeah, so you probably just waited a year.
Well, that depends on what... I think maybe... I don't know when I started.
By the way, hi, Boss Rush. We're back.
At least maybe a semester or two after I got out of high school.
Yeah, so at that point I would say you waited some time. You probably did some growing up while you were out, although technically you were pretty freaking mature compared to the rest of our class.
Yeah. I was already grown up. Yeah. I just had to decide my options of what I wanted to do.
Whereas I waited like 2 or 3 years to go mature a little bit, and also I was sick and tired of school. So at that point, that's what I think you ought to, what I think should be encouraged, not what high school actually teaches you, which is you should bounce right into college. No, because then you become an entitled little bratsicle that is just going to sit there and coast on mommy and daddy's money while they sit there, smoke weed, and demand that they get a government-mandated iPad. Yeah, that crap happened, too. Yes, the government should get... This is as political as we get, people. The government should give you, as a student, Alex, a free iPad.
Did people argue that to you?
Yes.
Wow.
And the irony of that, they voted Bernie. Good luck with that. So at that, yeah, I actually had people making arguments that government should mandatorily give you, for school, an iPad, an up-to-date iPhone. Basically, the best way to look at this is all of Apple's library.
Wow.
Okay? iPad, iPhone, you should have a MacBook that is completely free.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I should have to tell you this, guys, but you do realize when you get something like that for free, you are getting exactly what you didn't pay for, right?
It's not free because someone's paying for it.
No, exactly. Well, and on top of that, if you're getting it for free, companies will find ways to literally make it on the cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Give you the cheapest freaking parts imaginable.
Yeah.
Because it's... Well, and eventually we will play this game, but it is good enough for government work.
See, the better solution to that, you'll probably disagree with me anyway, but the more ideal way of thinking about that and pursuing such an idea of needing it, because obviously technology is so integrated into society now that
yes,
at some point you're going to need something like that. Right, but that's where it's like, okay, maybe instead of demanding free Apple, iPad, laptops, whatever, free tuition for your first 2 years of college or something.
Well, they already do that, technically, because, the people don't realize this, but, government grants are kind of stupid easy to get into.
Mm-hmm.
The only way that you're not getting that is if, your dad's Donald Trump, the way that I look at it.
Right.
You are, the whitest of the white collar kind of thing is how you don't approve for those. Because, my parents made it fairly well off. I was actually worried that my dad's profession would disqualify me. He was retired at that point, but he was going to disqualify me from grants.
Mm-hmm.
And I qualified.
Mm.
So...
Why would...
Well, because for the longest time, he was getting retirement benefits that were coming for a couple of years.
Mm.
And it was quite a hefty sum, because he was a freaking vice president of the company. So, I'm not going to give too much more than that. He was vice president of a software company. Now, people are going to notice a little bit of a hiccup here. For some reason, I was a dunderhead. And when I last did because again, I do use the ROM saves in this.
Yeah.
I actually saved it back 3 Robot Masters, but I just wanted to showcase that I did beat them all,
mm-hmm.
and that I did unlock the last one. So if people are a little concerned about that, it's because I already did beat those guys on camera, technically. But yeah, it's stupid easy to be able to qualify for those grants, and they last for the good 4 or 5 years
mm-hmm.
before you actually have to worry about student loans. And here's the thing, I actually don't have a problem with grants. Here's the deal with them. You earned them by doing well in school.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't do well, then you don't qualify for them. But if you do well, then they continue to pay.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem when that is there. I just don't like the whole, oh, yeah, you had a bad semester, we're just going to keep handing money to you,
mm-hmm.
kind of thing. And even then, they're extremely forgiving, because Andrea can attest to this. There were a couple of semesters where I needed a second chance at a class.
Yeah.
And they gave me it. And I explained my situation, and they even looked at me and said, well, yeah, you were really close to passing this class. So yeah, we'll help you out, but here's the thing, if you fail it again, we won't give you money.
Right.
Makes sense.
That's nice. Because I got my own, essentially, a grant when I went to school, and thankfully, in my whole course of school, I only had to actually repeat one course. But
Oh, you were lucky then.
yeah, but I ended up having to pay for that course myself again. 'Cause,
Yeah, well, who hasn't had to repeat a class once?
yeah,
It happens.
so
All right, so it's time, people. We are here at Dr. Wily.
Dr. Wily,
At Dr. Wily.
Part 2,
Scott McNeil, we love you.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed that, but Duo Maxwell and Dr. Wily, same guy.
Yeah, you brought that up last time.
I love it. Scott McNeil, he got way too much work, and it's amazing, and I love him for it.
A lot of... it's just the way of being a voice actor. You work around, you...
Oh yeah, but also like, I'm just gonna be one of those people that says Scott McNeil was a good voice actor. Like he was good at what he did. He knew how to diversify enough his voice because his voice is very deep.
Mm-hmm.
So the way that he actually was able to split things up was great. I mean, for crying out loud, like one of my favorite series, Beast Force, he plays like 3 or 4 voices in it. And yes, they all sound similar to an extent, but he added just enough of a flair to each of them that they were different. Oh, and hi. So that was the second phase of Dr. Wily. Here comes the third, which is my personal hatred, because its weakness is the frickin' tomahawk. So it's one of those, oh, I have to aim this at an angle to be able to hit you. Well, this ain't gonna work. So, boom! And he's now done. And yes, I got a trophy. You guys can see.
What's the trophy?
Greatest battle ever.
Okay. Oh, please have mercy, Mega
Yes,
Man!
because Mega Man hog ties Dr. Wily every time.
Oh, that's Mega Man! Lionel!
Triumphant at last, Mega Man arrested the notorious Dr. Wily and brought him to justice! You'll notice it's the Capcom times.
Nice.
Sentenced to prison for his crimes, Dr. Wily now rules over a prison cell and the cockroaches that reside within it. At long last, the world is at peace. Until the next game.
But for how long?
Exactly. So, yeah, that is Mega Man 6. Well, and the irony is that this was the last one on the NES library. The next game was on the Super NES. So, it was quite some time before Dr. Wily got out of prison. So let's go ahead and get into our final thoughts here. Alex, your thoughts on Mega Man 6?
Yeah, it's a lot like the other Mega Mans, so...
Yeah, you and me kind of have made this statement both on and off camera. You could tell the formula's getting kind of stale at this point. Which is sad, but yeah, it's getting kind of stale. And thankfully, this is actually where they decided we're going to change things up, and we didn't get Mega Man 7 right away. We got Mega Man X next, which was the next big step.
Mega Man X.
Andrea, your thoughts on Mega Man 6?
Well, I would say the same as you guys, you know. Hopefully when it gets to Super Nintendo, we'll see something new.
Okay, this is gonna seem nitpicky, but 7 did change some things, but not too much. The Mega Man formula kind of remained the same. The major changes went to X. And we will show X because, for crying out loud, the X series is actually a really great series of games, mainly because it actually tries to take the lightheartedness of Mega Man and grunge it up. It actually tries to make it darker. And it works.
Nightman.
And here's the thing, Nightman, the only one I believe that was made by a US developer working in Japan at the time.
Oh, nice.
On this team. Everybody else is Japanese. So apparently Knights, Japanese people couldn't get. No, I kid. This is how a lot of really good developers were made back in the day. They worked back out in Japan. Or he could have been Capcom US, but I don't think Capcom US was established at that point.
Oh.
And here is the other thing too that somebody wanted us to mention was all of the stereotypes within this game. I don't know what to tell you guys. I mean,
it's from Japan. It was the early
Japan.
90s.
It was eventually going to happen. I mean, this is the same country that gave you Punch-Out, and that's Nintendo.
Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Yeah, I mean, like, we haven't even touched that game, but you know how stereotypical it is.
Yeah.
And, I mean, for crying out loud, that's on Game Grumps, they only did the NES version. crying out loud. They Super NES had more stereotypes. The arcade version had stereotypes. I mean, oh, there you go. There's another one. Michael Leader, who ironically made the Chinese-looking stage. And, of course, Yamato Man, the only samurai of the Robot Masters. Seems a little weird that he's the only one, but okay. And this one was made by Rai Ichikawa. We have to keep that within Japan. We apparently know how to make them. So yeah, my final thoughts are, actually, this game still holds up to me as one of the better ones in the NES run. I would hold it up like a distant third to 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do like 6 a lot more than 4 and 5. And the original, I don't want to compare the two, but yeah, that's gonna go ahead and do it for us for Drak and Shadow Mega Man 6. Now, people are already asking, when are you going to get to 7 and 8? And also, are you going to do 9 and 10? I'm going to play it by ear. Because 9 and 10 were made in PS3, Xbox 360, Wii era. And are considered the most hardcore of the games. And I've honestly not played either one of them yet. So, I've heard they're some of the hardest. But we'll see what happens. In the meantime, though, you guys can look forward to the next video, which is coming up today, of our next playthrough of Lego Batman. It's time for us to become the Lego Knight.